I am. I'm just checking audio because we've been having some problems with our cameras, haven't we? But we're doing our best.
We are doing our best.
Hello to you.
Hello to you too.
Yeah, if people don't know, my big camera is in the Menders in London.
Yeah.
Still awaiting parts.
Yeah. Never
Been there a
ending
month
part.
now. And we're on this small camera which is pretty much on its last legs, hence why we might be a slightly funny colour. Okay? Whoever wants to donate some money, we need a new camera. If you don't ask, you don't get in this world. Right,
No.
what are we doing today, babes? I
Well,
asked for this.
You did ask for this. This is it's a kid recipe. We're doing it for the
That's why
children.
I asked it. No, it's not for the kids, it's something. It's a custard tart.
It is, but it's
but
a chocolate custard
It's
tart.
a chocolate custard tart. Oh,
And
I
it's
couldn't
not
say
just
that.
any basic bog standard custard tart. Oh no.
No, it's a super duper custard tart.
We are making special pastry to make this custard tart the best custard tart you've ever had.
Okay, so this special pastry has icing sugar in it, I believe.
It's going to be a very short pastry because it's got icing sugar in it and egg white.
Yeah. See, I was thinking of doing this myself because I had this recipe for a while and I thought I'll make this when Kelly's not here. You know, one of my big OGGIE in the kitchen recipes. Then I realised it was icing sugar
And pastry.
Yeah, and pastry. And I'm thinking, do I really want to try and roll this out and get it on a tray?
You're not very good with pastry, are you? You don't
No.
really like pastry much.
No, I'm not an expert on really super duper short pastry. So this is well, you're doing it. Well
So
done.
you need a 23-inch
Tray.
thingy, yeah.
Round or fluted, whichever.
Well, the recipe says actually if you've got a straight one,
It's easier.
It's better because it's tidier, it's cleaner. We don't have a straight edged one, so we're going for flutes.
There you go. Yeah, okay. So it might not be a pretty picture at the end of it, but it still tastes nice.
It'll be fine. Anyway, to start off with, we're going to do the pastry because we need to make the pastry and then let it rest
Give it
for
a
half
rest,
an hour.
yeah. Give it a rest, John.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to do it in the food processor. If you've got a food processor, do, because you can just wazz it up really quick.
You can.
If you don't have a food processor, you can make it as if you would a normal pastry. So you can rub it in.
Yeah, rub the flour and the
Butter and
butter and all
all
that
that.
together and make breadcrumbs. You've seen us do pastry in various ways on this channel.
So
but
John
this
is going
the
to
easy way.
put the ingredients at the bottom, as he always
I've taken a
does.
photograph.
So we're going to start off with some plain flour.
Plain flour, yeah. No rising in this. This is not what it's about.
And then into that, we're going to add icing sugar.
Okay. Like we said, all the measurements will be down below anyway.
A speck of salt. Now I'm only going to put a tiny bit in because I am using salted
I'm using
butter.
salted butter, yeah. Okay.
And it says unsalted butter, but then it adds salt. So what's that all
I
about?
know, we've discussed that situation. So,
So,
to be honest, I find nowadays, unless, it depends, most butters that are salted now have so little salt in them, it doesn't
really
make a lot of
notice,
difference.
no.
And I don't really mind a slight bit of salt in butter
No.
anyway. So
I think it's better. I don't like unsalted butter, quite frankly. So in goes the butter as well.
you've cubed it up and it's
I have
cold.
cubed it. Well,
It's cold
it was
as it can
cold
be
when
in
it
this
came
house.
out of the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So, the lid is going on.
So you waz that all up together.
And we're going to pulse this until it resembles breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs, okay.
So,
Carry on.
hold
Bear
on
with.
to your ears.
It's actually a pretty quiet food process.
Yeah, it's not bad. Right, there we go, breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
And then
It was a quiet video.
into that, we're going to add the white of one egg, one medium egg. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
be careful with recipes because quite a few recipes will say large or medium. Always try and get the right size you need for whichever recipe you're getting in various cookery books.
absolutely.
There's been a lot of things recently about eggs becoming more medium now in books
Yeah.
because of health and welfare of chickens.
Absolutely. So we're going to pulse this again, and depending on your mix and how warm the house is and all of those things, that one egg white may be enough to make your pastry.
It will.
If it doesn't, if it still looks a bit dry, then you can add literally a few drops of water and pulse it, but drops at a time.
Yeah, in
Don't
the same
go-
way I did
yeah.
the dumplings on the thing. That my dumplings came out really well in that.
Yes,
in
they
that
did.
recipe,
You did
they
a
not?
brilliant job with your dumplings.
Thank you. There you go. I'm always after a bit of praise about my dumplings and the cooking.
What could be simpler than that?
That
I
took about
ask you.
15 seconds probably.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So, next thing, a little bit, and like a little bit, don't go mad with it because...
Well, you'll affect the consistency of your pastry, I guess.
You don't want it to get any dry, because it is quite a dry pastry anyway, so...
Be careful with your blade. No, be careful with the blade.
I am being careful with the blade. Don't worry, I've done it. The blade is now gone. You can breathe, John. It's actually, this feels really creamy. If that
Yeah, I was going to say, it's almost like a paste. It's almost like a marzipan kind of paste.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it right
it's
now.
a bit like that.
Like a sugar paste.
Right, so we don't...
Okay. Obviously, the speed up situation with the making of the pastry slows down when you've got to clean up all the bits. But that's just life.
So this pastry, you can feel it. It's quite a rich pastry because it's got quite a lot of butter in it.
Yeah.
But it feels lovely. Now, we're going to shape it into a disc.
Yeah, because obviously the more of a shape you've got now before you start later, the better, I guess. Yep, that looks like a disc to me.
We're going to then put it into some cling film.
Okay.
And we're going to rest it in the fridge for half an hour.
Half an hour, yep.
Okay. And then we'll be back.
Okay. Right then, darling, what have you been up to?
Okay, so I got the pastry out of the fridge and I rolled it. It's quite stiff when it comes out, so be prepared for that. It didn't do too badly though, it didn't crack up so badly. So I've lined my flan tin with the pastry. I've buttered the sides and the base first. Do not cut off the excess. It says not to cut the excess off. Now, because it's such a short pastry, there is the likelihood that it's going to shrink back, which is why you don't want to cut the top off at the minute, because then it will sink down. So we're going to put this back in the fridge for another 20-30 minutes just to cool down again, and then we're going to bake it blind. Okay, so I will be back when I'm ready to put it into the oven. Okay, so my pastry is rested. So I've preheated my oven to 160 fan, 180 if you don't have a fan, and gas mark 4. The next thing we're going to do is prick the bottom of our case all over with a fork.
You may hear screaming and whooping in the background. That's because we're near the local football pitch. I think they've scored a goal left.
Well, they've done something.
Weather out there, I wouldn't want to be playing
No,
that.
I wouldn't either. Right, once you've pricked the base of your case, like so, you take a piece of greaseproof paper, which I have pre-scrunched, and you line your pastry case. And then you fill it with either baking beans, ceramic baking beans. If you don't have baking beans, you can use anything that's sort of weighty, if you like, so uncooked rice or some other beans. But obviously, once you've used it for baking, you can't reuse it. So if you use a load of rice in there to bake your case blind, you will not be able to reuse that rice to eat.
No,
So
we recommend ceramic beans.
ceramic beans, they're about £10 a pot, but they last forever, and they're brilliant because they conduct heat themselves. So it's cooking from the top as well as from the bottom.
We've also got them on our little online shop, I believe. Which
They
I'll
are
put the details
on our
above.
list.
We don't make much, we make a few pennies, but hey, you know, all helps.
Now, we're going to put this into the oven for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to bring it out and take out the beans and put it back in to finish off, but I will show you that when we get to that point. Second stage, start the filling. So to start off with, you need a large pan, and you're going to take your full fat milk, and your double cream,
I like to have some uses. I'll put that in the bin for you, Tyler.
you can, once I've used my
I don't have much use in this world.
scraper to scrape
I
it
can put
out.
stuff in a bin. I'm also good at opening jars and getting stuff off top shelves for little old ladies or short people. Especially short little old ladies, actually.
There you go.
Thank you.
So we want to heat this milk and cream until it's steaming, not boiling, steaming. So let's go. We have had a disaster this week. Our dishwasher has died, so you will see a build-up of washing up building.
You will certainly see a build-up of washing up when I'm doing cooking on this channel.
We're back to basics.
Oh yeah, back to basics.
The marigolds are out.
Right, babe, you're back on.
As you can see, this is beginning to steam, so I'm going to let it go for a little bit longer, but whilst that is doing that, in my bowl, needs to be a heat-proof bowl, this one, we are going to combine our eggs with our sugar and corn flour mixture. So we're going to beat that together until it's combined.
With a whisk. If Kelly seems to get brighter and darker, that's the old camera. Sorry if there's nothing. Believe me, there's no sunshine outside right now. Would be nice if there was.
It would be. Although spring has definitely sprung here in Cornwall.
We have flowers, we just can't see them because of the fog.
Then we are going to take our milky mix. Maybe you could help me with this, John.
Oh, I've got a use. Go on.
Can you, I'll whisk if you pour.
I'll pour, yeah.
Please.
Okay.
So you're going to pour your milky mixture into this, but obviously you want to combine it at the same time, so not too fast. Go.
Try to swap if you wish.
I can probably do it now. And then, once you've combined that, we are going to pour the mix back into our pan.
And inherently, you're making a traditional custard.
I am. Okay, so once the mixture's back in your pan, you need to use a whisk and keep whisking it until this mix thickens. So don't whack it up onto full because you'll burn the bottom before the rest gets cooked, but gradually heat it until it's thickened. And for goodness sake, do not walk away from it, because the thing with custards is they go nothing at all and then gone.
Yeah, it's the corn flour that activates, I believe, and that's the issue. So we're going to pop back in a couple of minutes, really, and let us carry on.
Yep.
And I'll swap and do some whisking for you if you hurt your arm.
You're such a gent. And that is it. That has thickened. I will show you with a spoon. Take a spoon, you can see it covers the back of the spoon now.
Yeah, about 3 minutes, something like that this time.
It goes very quickly. So now that that's nice and thick, you are going to take your butter.
Just 50 grams, I believe.
Yeah.
Butter.
Dunk that in. And also your chocolate. In that goes.
So we're using dark chocolate. Obviously, if you want to use milk, you can, but dark tends to be better.
You whisk until everything is nicely combined, and obviously your chocolate and stuff is melty. So the recipe does say to finely chop your chocolate, and I would absolutely say make sure you do that, otherwise you're going to have lumps of chocolate that are not melted. Smells fab. If you want to just give it a little bit of a beat, I think it's there. But
it kind of looks like very posh chocolate blancmange right now. I guess that's
smells fab.
Yeah. So our pastry is not quite there.
No.
So what do you do next?
So because our pastry is not there, we are literally, that's beautiful, thank you very much, going to take some cling film, which doesn't cling anymore, by the way.
No, we noticed that cling film.
but what you want to do is make sure that the cling film is touching the custard, because what we don't want is a skin forming.
Oh, but I love a skin, but maybe not on this tart.
Well, no, we've got to get this into the tart case,
Yeah,
so we
true.
don't want a skin on it.
Okay.
So we will leave that to one side until our pastry is done, which is going to be about another 5 minutes. So we'll be back. So our tart case has been in for 20 minutes, and now you need to take out the paper with the beans.
Do not touch the beans.
No, leave the beans to cool before you touch them. Now you can clearly see why you should not trim the excess of your pastry. As you can see, as it's cooked, it literally
Just
has
thought I'd do a photograph to show you.
trimmed itself. So, as you can see, the inside of that case is still not cooked. It's not nicely browned. So that's going to go back in on its own now for another 10 minutes, and then it will be done. So, the pastry case is now cooked. I've removed the excess pastry from the edges. You can see here there is a little bit of an overhang still, but I'm not really that bothered about that. If you are bothered about that, take it off with the serrated knife.
We're rustic cooking.
Well, it's
Home
gonna
cooking.
It is home cooking. It is, and that little bit, it will make far more mess for me to try and clear that off than it will to just leave it. So I'm leaving it. We need to add our custard.
Okay.
So if you can hold that, then I can scrape it in.
I can. Yep. There you go.
Thank you very much. So you pour your custard mix into your tin tray case and level it nicely. And then this is going back into the oven again for another 30 minutes.
So you're kind of setting the custard even more now.
Kind of baking the custard now. So when this is in, what will happen is you will see it will start to slightly rise, and you'll get some cracks appearing on the top. When that happens, if you sort of give it a little bit of a shake, you should have a little bit of a wobble because you don't want it to be set solid. Okay, but around 30 minutes is going to do it. So as you can see, it has risen slightly, it's got some cracks across the top, and it has got a uniform wobble. So our tart is done.
Go on, show me a uniform wobble. Yeah, it's got a uniform wobble.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we need to do now is we need to let the tart cool completely in the tin. Once it's cool, it's better then if you fridge it for a period of time before you try and cut it. Do not try and cut it at the moment while it's warm. It really needs to be chilled down. So that's it. We will take a picture at some point when we have cut it, just to show you. It might come on a little later.
Yeah. I'll put it on the end of the video.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you do cut it, if you like, you can just sprinkle a little bit of ice and sugar over it.
Yeah,
But
the recipe says put a bit of ice sugar on if you want. That's almost decoration. It's going to be sweet enough, to be
Yeah,
honest. We've
and-
actually tasted the edge of the pastry that came off, didn't we?
the edge of the pastry tastes just like shortbread,
Yeah. So
buttery
it-
shortbread.
It's really good already.
So you've got a buttery shortbread and a lovely creamy chocolate custard.
You have.
Perfect. Don't put ice and sugar on it before you fridge it because it will just be absorbed. You won't see it
Yeah.
anyway.
You can actually do this 2 days before you want to use it.
Yeah,
Leave it in the tin and stick it in the fridge for 2 days,
yeah.
if up to 2 days. But again, don't put the ice and sugar on until you're actually going to
Serve it.
serve it. If you want to put that on at all.
So I hope you like it. I hope you try it. It's certainly it's a process thing. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
we've tasted
do this
various
bit,
bits. The
do that
process,
bit.
it's all lush.
So it's worth the wait.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the wait. And I'd say this would serve 8 easily.
Yeah, it's quite calorific. I've looked at it. It's frightening me to death. I don't think I'll be having a slice now.
So it will go a long way. And obviously, if you keep it in the fridge, it will last you a good few days anyway. So if you've not subscribed, please do. It really helps. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. and hit the notification bell, and you will know when we are around.
Comment, let us know how you're getting on with our recipes, if you are at all.
Absolutely, because we do love to know if you've done them or if you've changed them or whatever, because everybody sort of has their own way of doing things. So do keep in touch, and we will see you all again really soon. Bye for now.
Bye.